Hello friends, it's Kathy Clement with Kathy by Design. Welcome to Make and Take Tuesday. This is a weekly series that I do here on my YouTube channel where I share a new product, paper collection, die, tool, technique, design, and we make something beautiful together. Today I have, drum roll, an unboxing video of my latest brand ambassador box from Reneabouquets. If you followed me for any length of time, you know that Reneabouquets is one of my absolute favorite online shops. I love her vintage shabby chic vibe, and everything she does is beautiful. And I'm really privileged to be a brand ambassador with them. So here is the box. And I thought we would take a look at it together because everything is so beautiful. The holidays are coming and this box is just loaded with holiday goodies. Look at these beautiful, beautiful mulberry flowers and leaves. And look, there's little mushrooms in there because maybe there's something Alice in the box. We'll have to see. So these are mini vintage mauve flowers, which are fall but can also be beautiful with Christmas. Then we have the vintage fawn. I love this color because it is so versatile, and you can use it for fall, for spring, for Christmas, anytime. And these little roses are so precious. Then we have these beautiful, what is the color on these? Purple. So they're just a really beautiful dusty color. And this is a little thank you gift that got put in with my box. Isn't that sweet? I love working with Renee. She and I have become very, very good friends as well as collaborators. This is vintage caramel, which again, if you're doing a gingerbread themed project, these are gorgeous. And then finally for flowers, these berry, really beautiful. And I just love the depth of color there. So then one of the other things that I love from her shop is her beautiful board. It is chipboard like you've never seen before. The detail is exquisite. It's not, you know how a lot of times you get chipboard and it smells like cigarettes and it's all dusty? This is not like that. This is gorgeous stuff. And so easy to alter with inks or sprays. I love to use embossing powders. So this is a beautiful new Christmas frame with the Christmas lights and bows. And then there are these sweet corner pieces that go with that. Look at that, how pretty. You'd be amazed what just a little corner piece like this adds to a card. I love using them. So then let me see. Ivy, her beautiful ivy pieces. And you can join these together to form a frame, or you can just tuck them in. Of course, you could color these up with beautiful Christmas green or gold. Really beautiful. And I love using these, like you can just bring this little piece in as an accent, or you can build them all together to make a frame. So I've got a bunch of those, which I love. And then these cute little, all I can think of is partridge in a pear tree. I think she calls them whirlybirds. They're so cute. And I can see how these would be adorable on a Christmas card. Then her swirly Christmas tree. This is gorgeous, and I can see this done up in like shabby ivory embossing ink. And then these little holes are where you can stick your pearls or your gems to make it really shine. Then these beautiful Merry Christmas titles in 2 different sizes, and 2 different fonts. So really, really beautiful. This one ties in with that Christmas frame. It has the lights on it. That's really sweet. And then these are like my favorite. These pine boughs, the detail is mind-boggling. And you do these up in a glittering white embossing powder and it just screams winter. It's so gorgeous. I love these. Then looky here, folks, brand new Alice in Wonderland. Renee has been drawing her own version of Alice in Wonderland for years. And this one is so sweet. I just love it. And then look at the great title pieces to go with it. So beautiful. So we'll have to dig out our Alice papers and have a play with that. That brings us into the printed beautiful board, which is probably my absolute favorite thing from Renee's shop, because she paints each of these. They're hand painted and then reproduced, and the detail is exquisite. So here's this lovely vintage Santa and his reindeer. Here's a gorgeous little holly berry frame. This super fun heart-shaped wreath, and these little candy pieces that you could arrange on it. This is darling, and these make beautiful shaker cards. Another gorgeous holiday wreath. I love this one, and I've used it before, but I will use it again because it's beautiful. And then these super fun candy cane pieces. Aren't those great? Imagine that just on the corner of a shaker card. So beautiful. Love that. These sweet little snow babies. So precious. These little guys, you can just add one somewhere, and it just brings the whole project to life. This is one of my favorites, the Bringing Home the Christmas Tree. So perfectly Victorian and vintage. And then look at these vintage Santas. Are they not exquisite? Larger ones and smaller ones. So whatever you're working with, you have the right size Santa. Then this beautiful Edwardian caroling lady with her ermine muff and robe. She'll be a beautiful addition. And then these sweet little snow angels. I love these with their little bells and their little muffs. And then this is a new thing coming. I can just give you a quick peek. There. There. But they're not up in the shop yet. And then she also sent me this pad of Prima Candy Cane Lane papers, which is gorgeous, and I love it. And I can't wait to dig into it. Maybe we'll make something with this today. The patterns on the back are just beautiful. Gold foil, which is so elegant. Look at all these sweet vintage images. I just love this paper collection. So I'm thrilled that she sent this to me. And I think you can probably get this in her shop, maybe. And then look at the sweet little deer. Fun little Santa. So I'm going to clear my desk. I'm going to put some of these things away. I'm going to keep some of them out. And we will come back and we will make something wonderful together. How does that sound? Sounds good to me. All right, guys, hold on. I'll be back in a moment and we'll get crafting. All right, friends, I want to create a shaker frame, and some of you had asked me to show you my process. So this is that beautiful Christmas light frame from Reneabouquets, and I have Frantage Stem Pendus Shabby Pink embossing enamel. And the first thing I'm going to do is shake this up a little bit just to mix all the little bits of glitter and enamel together. And then I'm going to liberally sprinkle this over my frame. And I know this looks like a lot, but we tip most of it off, as you will see in just a moment. And we just want to make sure everything is covered well. Okay. I've brought in a funnel tray. I'm going to pick this up. And I'm just very lightly, like some people really flick it. I don't think you want to do that, because if you do, what's going to happen is you're going to knock off all that embossing powder that you've just put on. So I should have put this on a clean piece because it's stuck to the Versamark. Always when you're working with embossing powder or glitter, before you move forward, put it away and move it out of the way of your heat source, because otherwise you're going to heat emboss your entire jar, and that is tragic. I'm going to bring in my heat gun and start warming it up. Once it's hot, I'm going to start in this lower corner. Okay, I hope you can see this. This is set in this lower right-hand corner, but it's not fully embossed. You want to take it further. So just watch and you'll see what happens. So this is actually glitter in there as opposed to little gold embossing pieces. But like there's a little gold embossing piece and you want to work that until it starts to melt. So here's our frame all finished and you can see it's quite beautiful with that soft shabby pink and ivory and the little flecks of gold. But I want to age this a little bit. So I've reached into my stash and this is Perfect Pearls Mist Heirloom Gold. Now these have come back. Tim Holtz has brought these back as mica sprays. So you can still find these. And I'm just doing a little random spritzing here to knock back a little bit of that shine. It was a little shinier than what I wanted it to be. And now I'm just going to hit it with my heat gun again and set that spray. I'm going to hold this up close so you can see. What happens during that second embossing is that the embossing powder actually opens up again and allows our spray to sink down in and become part of the embossed area. It's a beautiful thing and I love the effect. It gives it this almost hammered look, like, I don't know, it just looks really cool and vintage. And I hope the camera is picking this up so you can see it. Now that it's completely cooled and that is set, I'm going to flip this over to the back and I'm going to add a thin bead of my Dries Clear adhesive around the oval opening. Okay. Then I took one of my oval dies and cut out a slightly larger oval to go over this part of the frame. I'm just going to press this in place. I don't want this to shift because if it does, the glue goes onto the frame. And now we have to be patient to let that glue set up. In the meantime, I used the same die to cut out this sweet Santa image from my paper collection. And what I will do is I will put my shaker mix on the image. I'll put foam tape on the back of my frame, 1/8 inch wide, and then I'll put this over that and this will become our shaker frame for our card. It's going to be quite beautiful. All right, friends, you can see I've added 2 rows of my foam tape around my frame so that it's behind this solid part. Now I've brought in my shaker elements. These are sparklets. These are called Coral Coast, but they're perfect for this paper collection. So I'm going to dump some of these in here. And these are from Buttons Galore and More. And I always link whenever possible on my blog, and I put the link to my blog post in the description box below this video so that you can click on over to my blog and quickly and easily find the items that I've used. This doesn't just help you, it helps me because I use those affiliate links to help me pay for my fees for my website so that I can provide you with ad-free content here, which is kind of nice, but very expensive on my end. So these are sugar and spice sprinklets. I thought these would be cute to put in there. Just gonna take a nice pinch and put those in with. And then I've got these seed beads that are really shimmery. I'm just gonna put a few of these in there because they look beautiful, but they also make a really nice sound. So here's the tricky part, but you can do this. We're going to line up our frame. Take a moment, make sure your ornaments are right side up and not upside down. Put all your shaker stuff in the middle. And I want to get both of my little deer in. That's mighty, mighty sweet. Look at that, how cute that is. So I always go around and I check to make sure that everything is well sealed along the back side. And then there's my shaker frame. So that is how you create a shabby chic Christmas shaker frame using embossing powders and mica sprays. So that is the tutorial for today. I'll come back and show you the project so you can see how I finished this out. But what a fun way to start our Christmas projects off. So don't go away. I'll be back to show you the finished project. All right, friends, here we are all finished up. I love how sweet this card turned out. I've added those Prima papers and some beautiful ribbons, some little charms, a little jingle bell, a little stocking. And then this is another Reneabouquets chipboard. I call this one Bringing Home the Tree. These are Reneabouquets mini poinsettia and roses, and then some stamens that I had in my stash, along with these really beautiful pink velvet holly leaves. So that's the card. Front, I've scattered a little bit of rhinestones around just to add that extra little bit of sparkle and shine, but this turned out so, so pretty. On the inside, on the top, I created a little flip page just by scoring a flap along the left of this image and then tucking it behind this panel of patterned paper. Here's a little area to write your greeting with some little punched out candies and a fussy cut banner. And then this is a little gift card pocket right here, also one of the fussy cuts from the image, and a fussy cut bow in the corner. Down on the bottom, I've got one of my signature pockets with a sweet little tea folio. Look at this little deer to pick up on the deer that are on the front of the card. And then room to write another note, some cranberry tea, a sweet little tag, and a honey stick. So the finished size of the card ends up being 5 by 7. And I've matted it with this soft minty green to go with the green that's in the paper collection. So that is my finished shabby chic pink Christmas shaker card made with Reneabouquets goodies and stuff from Prima and a really reasonable ribbon and stuff from my stash. So thank you so much for joining me for this Make and Take Tuesday. I hope you enjoyed learning how to make a shaker frame and that you'll give it a try yourself. I always love to hear from you when you give things a try to know how it worked out for you. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I would love to have you along. We have a lot of fun here. And I'll be back on Thursday with another Throwback Thursday tutorial. Thanks for joining me, friends. I'm going to clean up my mess and then go get my craft on. Bye.